Today on Success and Excuses podcast, we have the one and only Chris McLaughlin from CM Gardens. Welcome on board, Chris.
Thanks very much for having me, James. I believe I'm the only guest that's been late out of 21, I think.
That is absolutely correct.
Very on brand, mate, aye.
So, by the way, me and Chris go back for quite a long time. In fact, literally to the start of both our journeys.
Yep.
We go right back, don't we?
Yep.
And we've kept good friends all the way through that. So, listen, before we get kicked off, tell us a little bit about Chris and CM Gardens. Just a bit of background about it, how long you've been in business,
perfect.
things like that.
Yeah, no problem. It's been 10 years in business. It's our 10th year. Big year for us. Started off, I was a greenkeeper at trade. I was a very keen golfer. So just started working away in the golf courses, and my mate's quite entrepreneurial. He had a few subways. He was quite pushing me. He says, I'll make you a wee business card. Mate, I'll make you a wee Facebook page. Why don't you put a wee leaflet and see what happens? Mm-hmm. So before you know it, I had a few old deers cutting the grass every fortnight. And here we are, 10 years down the line. Staff, vans, premises, offices.
That's right, aye.
So, and I remember at Mill when we first met.
It's been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Hasn't it half? But I think I'm responsible for a good few of the grey hairs up there.
I'm probably right. A few of the ones here and all.
I know, mate, I'm surprised I've not got some more of them, man. But
So I want to go back. So me and Chris go back 7.5 years, nearly 8 years.
That's right, yeah.
Right at the start of my journey. I was actually talking at an event, is that right?
Aye, no, I think I met you at Business Gateway, a networking thing.
It was a networking thing.
I was just out the door and I just caught the eye, and I just says, "Gives a wee leaflet," and here we are.
There we go. And so Chris is, as well as being friends, Chris is also, I'm a client of Chris's, and Chris is a client of the Power Within, and we have been for years.
Yep.
Years and years. So I know Chris really, really well. And yes, he is always late. But what a job he leaves. I need to say that. What a job he leaves.
Better late than never.
What a job he leaves. So listen, walk us through that journey. So your mate talked you into,
Just made a Facebook page, and family and friends, and when you just start giving you some jobs, and then my dad as well. My mum didn't realise how extensive the business was going to go. Started doing some bookkeeping, and so mum came on board. My uncle's from a HR background. He started doing HR. My dad was doing working taxi, and he was giving me like 1 day a week, then 2 days a week, then 3 days. Well, I used to
now he runs the show.
We used to park the taxi around the corner. We used to try and get a whacker in and all sorts of tools hanging out of his taxi. But then he went full time. So it was a great wee family business, to be honest. That could be a good starting point. So
there's always been a lot of peaks and troughs and hurdles along the way. What would you say is probably the biggest challenges that you faced in business? And the reason I'm asking that is because this podcast is not just about the things that go well.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
It's people will be listening going, they want them to learn for the lessons that we've all had to go through building our business. When you get to 10 years, it's a big thing. Right?
It's very,
there's been a lot of tears and snotters along the way.
Oh, it certainly has, yeah.
Let's talk about the peaks and troughs.
I hate saying it because it's such a cliche, especially in the trades game, but staff. In the trades, it's quite rough and ready, and a whole different range of personalities to try and manage, and so that's been definitely the biggest challenge by far. And try to get off the tools, that kind of sweet spot of being like hands off at running the business, and it's all kind of cliche, but it's so true. So especially 10 years down the line.
Absolutely. And you've done pretty well. You're quite lucky with tenders. What's your magic trick other than Judith?
I was going to say my magic trick is named Judith.
By the way, Judith works with us as well on our tenders, and she helped us win a couple of big tenders.
I know, but a joint effort trying to get her on this podcast, mind you. But no, apart from Judith, I don't know, just experience. We've got a whole range of different contracts and work we've done for 10 years. I would say that. And Judith, to be honest. What makes, right, because there's lots and lots of landscaping and gardening companies out there, right? So it's quite a saturated market, to be fair. It is, yeah.
What makes yours different?
Just being professional, like clean van, good uniform, presentable, no swearing, no jumping out with a Daily Star under your arm and a can of brew, you know what I mean? Just try to be professional as you can.
You mentioned something there that I think that a lot of people particularly in the trades, overlook is the branding side of things.
Yeah.
You know, all your vans are branded. You've got t-shirts, you've got jackets, you're right into your brand. What was the reasons for going down that route? Is that what you wanted to build?
Just liked it, yeah. You see the kind of guys jumping out with the jeans and stuff like that, and no PPE and stuff like that. It sticks like a sore thumb. Mm-hmm. Just a nice uniform. It's nice to turn up with some good stuff, best equipment, best PPE, and off you go. It makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. That's always been your thing, isn't it? Just trying to make sure that when you're going to offer a product or a service, it's got to look right.
Yeah.
Innit? It's got to look right.
For getting business as well, James, you know yourself. I think people buy people.
Absolutely.
So if you turn up, as I say, well presented and a bit of manners, then it's going to go a long way. Mm-hmm. Especially like you say, it's a saturated market, so you're up against 3, 4, 5 companies. Mm-hmm. So just remembering your please and thank yous. And
you've always been quite strong on that kind of creating those connections. Mm-hmm. You know, you've always been. How go and talk. So somebody's listening, they think I'm really struggling, and how do you
find common ground? Everyone's got hobbies. Like the amount of times I'd go in there and I would see people on a coat and I'd see like golf clubs at the back.
Cha-ching. Cha-ching.
End up playing away. They've got a dog. Helps to have a good dog.
Aye.
Helps to have a cute dog. Especially if you're a dog person, you can.
Chris has got a mascot dog that's actually a real dog. What's the dog's name? Needs to get a mention.
Bruce, I think would be in business if it wasn't for the dog. No, but it goes a long way. Wee bit of marketing. Everybody likes a cute dog, don't they? But just find common ground, and then just be well mannered, and it seems to have stead us in good stead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You're also quite big in videos and marketing and things like that. You're not frightened to put yourself out there, because I've seen a few crackers.
Well, this is the first time me personally been behind the camera. It's in front of the camera. It's usually the other way around. I think I've just watched too many films growing up, to be honest. Heads full of nonsense, and we've just tried something different in the last couple of years. Been doing kind of wee spins and wee kind of knocks to like different movies and TV shows, and it seems to have done really, really well. It seems to be the big thing now, video content, isn't it?
That is the game-changing thing. If you can master the video content, and particularly TikTok.
Yeah.
If you can master the TikTok thing. I mean, I know a lot of businesses, literally startups, mm-hmm. and they've put themselves out there on TikTok and they've trebled their size like literally within weeks, because they're willing to put themselves. That's really a big thing then for you.
You thick skin for TikTok, I've noticed. I think my Instagram and Facebook, everyone seems very supportive, but TikTok, they absolutely slight you. We've only got one, our viral kind of TikTok, and it's nothing to do with gardening, landscaping, fun enough, it's about the dog. And it's got like 350,000 views, 20,000 likes, get so many great comments, and then one of the comments is somebody slagging my skirting boards. Everybody's like, cute dog, cute blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, someone's like, who painted your skirting boards? Do you know what I mean? So I think TikTok, you need to have thick skin, and along with a good bit of patter as well.
You need thick skin, man. I mean, oh dear. I mean, believe it or not, me and Nina this morning, she was reading some of the comments. I'm huge on social media, and she was reading some of the comments on our posts.
Oh, we had a few whiskies for that. God.
Jesus.
Aye.
Luckily, I don't take anything personal. I've learned to have a thick skin. But you sometimes just think to yourself, what a ball bag.
Yeah.
I mean, what a ball bag that person must be. And I think, so on Facebook, right, comments, they know who you are.
Aye.
Right?
It's their own profile as well.
Aye, they know who you are.
Yep.
And I think some of the comments that people make, you're just like, I mean, have you not got a mother or a daughter?
It's ruthless, isn't it?
It's ruthless. Jeez, man. I mean, we were actually like, Enos is like, oh, we should delete them. I'm like,
you should just leave them.
Why?
You should just leave them. To be fair, some of them are quite good pattern and stuff like that. I wonder how much hate or comments we might get. At least there's no skirting boards unpainted here now.
Well, listen, our marketing last year, we've got a couple of marketing, but Erin, who kind of runs the marketing right now until our new manager comes in, and she's brilliant at replies.
Yeah.
Because she's so... So she's no sarcastic, but kinda.
Yeah.
But very polite. Or some of her replies are brilliant.
You can tell it's a bit snidey.
Snidey.
I know what you mean.
It looks really professional, but
yeah,
she's giving you a right good kick in
it. No, I know. Aye.
But it can be absolutely brutal. Right, so you've got your mum who'd working for the business, you've dad
My
working
dad,
for the
my uncle,
business, your uncle. So it's very much a family business. And I know you keep trying to get your dad to retire, but he just won't go.
No, he's doing it 3 days a week, but that sneaks up to 4 again, and he comes out on a Saturday morning, and I think he loves it as well. Keeps him active.
So you've got quite I like how you've seen gaps, and you've obviously brought your mum in to support you, and then when you grew your business so much, you had to bring in a professional, because you underestimate how much you're going to need those people
big time.
until you need them, and then you go, I did that years ago.
And
no disrespect to your mum, of course.
No, and she's very old school, very organised, complete opposite of me.
Yes, I'll agree with that.
Gemma now, she's the new accounts manager, and she's like up to date with all the software, and jobs that would take my mum like the full day, she's getting it done in a couple of hours, do you know what I mean? So it's just the way the business is evolving, stuff like that. But my mum done a fantastic job.
I want to go back, since we're on staff, most people, or most problems in any business are people problems. Right. So people letting you down, and how I know, and this is a really tough one, so I don't even know if you'll be able to answer the question. But how do you overcome, or because I know you're like me, right? We take it very personal. Because you're a good guy, right? I think you're a good guy. You have to be your mates. You're a good guy. You care about people. Right, you're always thinking about you take them out for the work nights out, and you're really, that is a big thing for you. And then they shit on you. How do you deal with that? Because I would want to take their head off. I've been really
long getting into it, to be honest. I think you just dust yourself off and just don't take it personally. Even though sometimes I do take it personally, but you just need to just keep going. I love doing all the things that kind of the team building stuff. Can be a bit cheesy, but I think it's really good. And we go out there, and 9 times out of 10 we've got a really good squad. And you do, like, you maybe take them out on the Friday and then they don't turn up on the Monday, but you can't take it personally. That's the only thing I would say.
But it must be really hard though, because I know we've had a couple of chats, and you personally put a lot of time and a lot of effort into them to really take when you hire, generally it's no, this is the job you're doing and that's it. You're always looking to grow and develop, and like you did with your own self. You know, you might have started as a greenkeeper, but you grew and developed, and you're always trying to grow and develop your people, and sometimes you spend a lot of time with them.
But I get a good buzz out of that. I get such a buzz out like,
so the good overweighs the bad then?
Putting them through college, like put the apprentices last year to the same college that I went to, and it kind of went full circle, and I get some buzz out of that. And you do get it back in different ways. A wee story, it was my birthday on Saturday there, and in the Friday shift we've got one of our apprentices, I've got a kind of soft spot for him. He's had a kind of hard upbringing, so we try and kind of nurture him the best way we can, and he's not get much, comes from a kind of troubled background, but I feel as though he's a great platform to kind of develop here. Anyway, out of the blue, just turned around and says, "Oh Chris, by the way, I've got you a wee 4-pack of Corona in there, a few beers, out of nowhere." Just that was some buzz. Like sometimes
that's respect.
The big tenders and that are fine, but see, like going out, that sounds quite cheesy, but see that was something. And then we finished the shift and we had a wee beer and stuff like that. Probably
the first time Indy's ever probably took him out in a kind of team environment like that.
Aye, but just wee that's some buzz. Or they put them through kind of like their tickets and stuff like that, and they're passing their training, and seeing that, like, that's a buzz to me. Do you know what I mean?
So your thing is just to, as well as growing the business, is watching them grow and develop. I mean, we talked about this, I'm not sure if it was on camera or off camera, but in fact you did actually mention it there. In that industry, without being disrespectful, it's generally people that don't have a good education and all that getting it, because it's almost like an afterthought. But you can make good money.
Can make good money, so it can be a really good job. Like, I'd support them as well. See if they went and want to go out on their own as well, I'd support that as well. It's a saturated market, but there's like, especially the weather we're getting just now, there's so much work going, the phone's going constantly. And then the trade as well, I find that the other companies are quite, you phone them up and say, like, I can't get to this job, do you want that job? Everyone seems to be like on the same kind of playing field, do you know what I mean? So I don't mind that.
So how do you attract top talent? How do you try and attract it? I know we've had this conversation offline.
I've tried Facebook, I've tried Friends of Family, I've tried the kind of spoofing the Royal Navy advert, I've done that, done all sorts, and they all come in different ways, and they all go out in different ways, and a few stay along the way, but aye.
Tough one.
A bit of a different podcast, that.
Right, so I'm going to ask you this. I ask all my guests this, right? So you're going to go back to the Chris that first started this business.
Yeah.
What's the 3 pieces of advice, or what's the 3 key things that you wish you'd known then that you've learned now?
Just know your numbers. Another kind of cliche, but oh god, like I've winged it. You know what my personality is like? I wing a lot of things.
You want everybody to do it all for you. You run the business and grow the business, but somebody else do that.
Know your numbers. Just know your numbers and don't wing it. Know your kind of break-even points. What you're trying to get out of the business. That's a big one for me. And apart from that, you do learn on the job. You do learn how to kind of different situations arise and stuff like that. But your numbers are a big thing.
You've taken a lot of, I would say, calculated risks along the way. You know, I remember when you moved from one facility, first of all taking the facility and then moving from one facility to a much bigger facility with offices and thinking, oh shit, how am I going to afford all this and buying new equipment? But you done it.
Yeah.
What is that? That's obviously mindset, right? What is that?
Mindset with a bit of ADHD, I know, I think. I think it's the buzz of just, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll work out.
But it always does.
Touch wood, it does. Yeah, if it didn't, just start it again. You build it back up again. See, to be honest, at the end of the day, I love my job. And I would, it goes a long way, that.
So, money, know your numbers.
Yep.
So know your numbers, absolutely critical. I've actually got a module on that, funnily enough. But I also believe that if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business.
Yep.
Because how can you make calculated decisions? How can you make calculated risks if you don't know your numbers? And by the way, in the kind of trades business, it's amazing how many people actually don't know their numbers. I'll say to a lot of people, what's your markup or your margin? Do they know the same thing? I'm like, no, they know the same thing. And, you know, I don't know. The amount of people that still do contracts, I mean, not right knowing the back of a fag packet, but literally, you know, wing it.
Oh, 100%.
Wing it. I mean, I've been there. I know you've been there where you wing it, especially at the start.
Yeah.
You wing it. But I also really, really believe that, I mean, you were lucky. You brought your mum in quite early doors as well for managing accounts. I would say that's critical. If you're not a numbers person,
you try to do that yourself, no chance.
No chance.
You just burn it.
No. Aye. Another one, we talked about this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. Accountancy, having a good accountant, because there's an accountant and then there's an accountant.
Yeah.
Right. Now, most accountants, and we won't get into details, but most accountants, the only time you hear from them is when it's time to submit your books. And then they send you a set of numbers and you just take that as gospel. And then there's a real accountancy company, right? And what a real accountancy company is they are in constantly contact with you. You're speaking to them monthly, definitely quarterly, sitting down, looking at what's happened, how you can go forward, what's the money like, what's the cash flow like. Obviously, you should know your own cash flow. But I believe that if come to the end of the year when you're submitting your accounts and your accountant's throwing numbers at you and you have no idea what they're there, why they're there, VATs, a profit, I mean, how bad, that's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Because I expect my accountant to be telling me all year where I'm going and what I need to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got Enos who handles the cash in our business and knows it inside out. You know, if I need to hire, I just turn and say, Enos, can I hire a new market manager? Can I do a TV ad? And she'll go, no this month. You know, she knows the numbers, but I think a good accountant's really important. I
know what you mean. I think sometimes you need to give them a nudge, but understand you're feel like you're the only client and like the whole world revolves around, but it's no, but
you're one of the accountant's greatest clients because you just leave it to them.
I know. And then you think before you start your business, you think to yourself, they're going to be proactive, phone you every week and say, I've had a great week of profit. See that shiny new strimmer going by it, Chris, you know what I mean? But it doesn't really work like that. And I'm murdered at times where I just try to, so I need a nudge and I need to give them a nudge as well. So I know what you mean. It ties in with your knowing your numbers, a good bookkeeper and stuff like that. So if you get that nailed for the start, you're off and running.
So you, I said this to you before. So you are a risk taker, right? You definitely take risks. Is it always calculated? How are you able to look into the future and go and do things? What is that? What is that? What is it? Just your personality? Is it
It's
your
definitely
mindset?
my personality. Like, I wouldn't say they're calculated at times. I think something. I've got a vision. I've got a vision where I want to go, and I'll just go for it. And I always do feel as though it'll work its way out, work its way about. But I don't know. I wouldn't say they're calculated. It's just my personality, I think, James.
But you always make them work, though. That's the thing. And I talked about this. I can't remember if it was on our podcast or one I was on. And I talked about it, you know, when you're growing in the business, and you know, I'm big in my vision, right? You know, I'm way up there. You know, I'm building this multi-million-pound business zone, and I've kind of got that mindset. But you always find a way when you take those risks, when you hire the people, when you grow. You always find a way, don't you? Always find a way if you're no frightened to keep moving forward.
I think it helps with having people like Eunice, like you say. So the risk aren't as big when you've got people like that behind you. Like I had looking after my dad working full time, my mum in the business. Like you can't trust them. Like who can you trust? So having that behind you goes a long way. So I'll maybe take the risk, and they'll be like, "What the hell are you doing?" But then after we calm down a bit, you kind of do make it work. Sometimes you just need to make it work, to be honest.
Absolutely. Right, so there's a young person listening to us talking now, or somebody that's looking to start up their own business. Now we talked about the three things. What kind of piece of advice would you be saying to them right now? Like, so they're thinking about starting up in a business. They've got a great idea. What kind of advice?
Just go for it.
Just go for it.
See, 2025. See, like the difference between like 10 years ago to now with social media, with TikTok, with how much information you can pick up and how much you can put yourself out there. Like it's never been a better time to start a business. And it seems to be very popular now, and like the whole media and TikTok thing as well. I'd 100% go for it.
So I want to talk about that in a wee bit more depth with you. So go for it, right? But what a lot of people do, and I don't know if this is a new thing or it's been about for a few years, right? But this whole passive income, having multiple streams of income and doing all these different things at the same time. What's your take on that?
Again, just social media. It's just so popular now. A lot of big characters are putting themselves out there, and like young people are seeing that, and they want a piece of the action. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what it comes down to.
See, I'm a big believer in this, right? Master the thing that you're good at, like be the best at that thing first. Build a business so that you don't need to be there, and then look at what other streams of income, other business opportunities. Because I'm a big believer in, if you try and do too many things, you're not doing anything really well.
Oh, 100%.
You know, you're not doing anything really well. You get in your lane and you become the best.
Yep.
Right? You become the absolute best, because I think the byproduct, right, of being really good is the profit.
Yeah.
Is the byproduct. It's never all about the money. It's the byproduct of being really good at something, I think.
No, I've had years as well that we're absolutely flying, and you start getting a bit complacent or cocky, and you start taking the eye off the ball, and you think, oh, why don't I maybe go into...
A few times I've had that conversation.
100%. Maybe I should go into a wee bit of property, or maybe I should go and start this idea. But see, to be honest, it shouldn't, like you say, you're 5, 10, 15, 20, you need to really master, put in the hours, put in the years before you start, because you can end up running out like a madman.
Listen, property, I've got a lot of friends that are in that industry, and the one thing that people don't tell you, what they'll happily tell you, is how much money they're all making, but what they won't tell you is how hard they have to work for that. If you think you're going to do property on the side, you are very misguided.
Distressed.
You are very misguided.
Yep.
You know, it takes a lot of
a lot of moving parts
Yes.
that you can't control. I think having your own business, you're more in control.
Yes.
But in property, like, there's so many moving parts. Like,
but you can make a lot of money.
100%.
You know, but you need to definitely be all in, I think.
Yeah, and it's easy to see online that people are flying, but I think behind the scenes it must be just so stressful, and hats off to them. Like, it's a hard game. And it seems saturated as well. But I think, going back to your point, I think if you just concentrate on your own business and you're more in control with that, less moving parts. Still a lot of moving parts, God, but aye.
So what's next? What's the master plan, Chris?
Just depends how my next recruitment cycle goes, to be honest.
What does it look like to you in your mind?
I think this year we've got a really settled squad, and we'll just go from there. And to be honest, I'd like to continue to grow. I like getting young boys in and try and give them the same opportunity that I got. Apprenticeships, college, getting a good bit of life experience, work experience, and just trying not to just. Sometimes you wake up and there's another Monday club or somebody else has phoned in, and you're like, something, I could just go back to the way it used to be. But what's the point? I think you get bored of that as well. I think you just push
You definitely would get bored of that.
I get bored from Monday to Friday. By the morning, by lunchtime,
You would get bored of that.
my ideas change. But I think moving forward and continue to try and grow and try and be unique and try and get the best service and be a bit different.
That's it. So it really is about. First of all, I think you've got to what. So you probably get into the game. Yeah, you explained how, but now that you're in it, you want to be the best at what you do. Yeah, I know you absolutely want to do an absolute spanking job. So much so at the start, you were on every job and checking it was done right.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's about, providing a great service for your customers and clients. Yep. And then the next thing we talked about was that branding for you. It's always been big since I've known you. You've always had the t-shirts, the hoodies, the jackets, the Vans with the logo. Looks spotless. The dog now, the wee mascot. So it's always been big for you. Where did that come from? Like, did you see other companies and think, that looks really good, I want to be like that?
A couple. When I was working the golf courses, I used to listen to it's like YouTubes and stuff like that. And like lawn care landscaping in America is just such a big business. And then I started following a few guys there, and then the importance of branding, building your own brand, and just like you say, like you want to be wearing the best, looking the best, and you don't want your staff turning up and there's no uniform and it just looks disjointed and stuff like that. A good well presented uniform and staff goes a long way.
But in a lot of landscaping industries, they don't all have that same view.
There's nothing wrong with that as well. Like some of the guys I've seen are like absolutely shit hot at their job, but it just depends where you want to go, to be honest.
What you're trying to build.
What you're trying to build as well. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, as I say, some of these guys are so skillful, so talented. But if you're trying to grow, we're kind of more on the maintenance contract work as well. And I think that's a brand is probably more crucial in that factor.
Absolutely. And you've been big in getting was it ISO? What was the certificates you knew?
You need all your accreditations for working house associations and all these kind of public contracts you find.
And you were quite early into that, weren't you? You knew that. That's what I like.
Maybe too early. Maybe too early. I signed up to a 5-year health and safety plan or something, and it was just bloody me and my dad. I mean, I'm not going to grass him in for no kind of
Chris, that's a classic you anyway. That's a classic you.
I think I was just like, it sounded a good idea at the start of the week, and by the end of the week I was like, just give me the bit of paper there. 5 years. And my dad's old school and also health and safety for him was like, do you know what I mean?
I want to go back to the what does the future look like, because you never really answered it for me. No, the next 12 months, right? I want you to look into the future. Is it about building something to eventually sell it on and move on to something new for you, or what does it actually? I think you're always, do you actually have that vision?
I think you're striving for a business that could be sold at any minute. A well-oiled machine that you don't need to be hands-on and bogged down with all the work. But I don't think I would ever sell it. Just love it too much, to be honest.
It's a wee baby.
Of course. And every year's a different challenge. So I don't think you would ever get bored. So I think you would just try and create a slick kind of outfit that you could sell if you really wanted to.
But is it more a lifestyle business then for you? Is it more of, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is it more?
I know what you mean. I ask myself that question all the time as well. 1 week it is, one day it is, next it's you want to conquer the grass game. That's cutting grass. But
I just clicked that.
But
John, I'm going to want a wee puff.
That's like some of my interviews I've done actually. But no, it varies. It varies, depends depends on the weather, the staff. To be honest, I'd love to continue to grow. I wouldn't want to. I think I'd owe it to myself and everybody, like what we started, to a bit more in a lifestyle business. But ask me tomorrow, might be a different answer. I might want to go and play golf. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love it. see, I always think like it's horses for courses, right? And whether it's a lifestyle or a business to ultimately sell, because some people are just happy. You know, you get there, you build something that you're proud of, right? You know, you've got enough people, you're bringing enough profitability where you have enough lifestyle, your staff are well looked after, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's a lot of people out there make a really good, happy, healthy life working like that. And then there's the ones that get into business. Like when we went into business, I always went into business to build a business that I could sell. I'm not saying I'm going to sell it. I'm probably going to go down the employee ownership route and allow the employees to buy the business. But I actually went into it. First of all, I went in it because I wanted to change the way that leadership and management and business was done, because I felt that most of the stuff that it was shite, if I'm brutally honest. I wanted to do it better, which I think we've done. But I always went into it with the idea of building this huge thing, but also knowing that I'm not the guy to take it to that level. I'm not the guy to take it to £15 million. I'm not the guy. I don't want to be that guy. You know, I'd happily sit in the board and bring in a CEO if that was the scenario, because I don't want to be that guy, because I'm like you. I would get bored to tears. I mean, I would. In fact, I'm like you know, I get bored really easy. So, but as you said about Enos, I'm so lucky, because with Enos in my business, she runs the operation. Like, she runs my business. Our business, I can't not say mine. 50% shareholder. So she runs our business. And that allows me, you talked about on the business and in the business. I would say 90% of what I do all day, every day is working on the business. I'm looking 12, 18, 24 months into the future. And I'm starting to do things today that'll enable me to meet those goals. And that allows me not to get bored. Right now. Right now. So I don't know where that's going to take me either. I really don't know.
I love working in the business maybe too much. Because
you enjoy it though as well.
I really enjoy it. Like, I finished this podcast, I'm going to go and fire the bat suit on, and I'll be off to cut a football pitch. Do you know what I mean? Because I just love it. The weather, like the sun shining.
You're normally black. Like, you normally get some suntan.
I'm getting there. Right. But I think I should probably take a leaf at your book and probably look more in the future and making the steps to secure 5-10 years down the line. But it's very easy to get bogged down. And I think as well, in our line of work, or my line of work with the trades, the quality would get diluted a bit as you continue to grow. Because it's just,
you really don't want that.
It's diamond in the rough, honest stuff. It's like, try to find that. But it's getting that balance. You can't really grow a business if you're stuck in it.
Absolutely.
As everybody knows.
By the way, it's a hard pill to swallow, handing over, because I built this from scratch, and then you're handing over training programs that you've built, that you've ran, and people don't do it the same way as you. Doesn't mean they're not doing it right. They just don't do it the same way you do it, and that's quite hard. But I always knew, if it was me, I'm limited, because my time is no infinite. You know, it's finite. So I knew that I had to let those strings go, and that's hard. I mean, it's still hard, because I still have conversation listening.
I think if you didn't do that fully, you'd end up miserable.
Absolutely.
You'd end up doolally, to be honest.
Absolutely. Listen, Chris, as always, fantastic conversation. Tell us, how does people get in contact? If somebody's listening to us and might know a bit about what you do, or get in contact with you, or
just social media. CM Gardens on Instagram, Facebook. We're based in Cambuslang, Lanarkshire. So if
what areas do you cover?
All over the shop. Predominantly the Central Belt, go down to Ayr, but mostly South Lanarkshire, I would say.
Perfect. And you'll see you on social media, and we'll see your wee mascot.
Yeah, maybe me in front of the camera this year. We'll wait and see how
get in front of the camera. It's always bloody me in front of yours.
I know. We'll see what the comments are like. We'll see where we go. Thanks very much for having on. It's good to see you doing so well.
Absolute pleasure, Chris. And
man,
thank you for coming across to Success.
Good man. Thanks very much.
Brilliant.
Good man. Cheers.